Next up, we are going to have Baba Atiba Wilson. He comes to us from New York City by way of Chicago, born in Detroit. He is the founder of the Bifo Quartet, and he is also the founder of the Songhai Jelly Group. He calls his art the art of the Jali, which is a West African storyteller. I'm so excited to introduce Baba Atiba Kwabena to you.
Ishe Oluwa Kole Bade O Ishe Oluwa Kole Bade O Kole Bade O Kole Bade O Ishe Oluwa Kole Bade O. This is where yesterday meets tomorrow. Here inspiration is found. What you simply hear as a rumble is in fact primordial sound. It is here that sound became rhythm. Rhythm became measure of time. At that point, awareness grew of what we now know as mind. Mind is what thought attained power. With power, thought conceived word. We then learn how to listen for the meaning in all that we heard. Feel the intensity of spirit. This is where our story began. It is at this location that wisdom allows nature to speak to man. This is the place our ancestors sing. If you listen, you may get a chance to hear an enchanting melody, or perhaps even see them dance. They sing songs of freedom, justice, tranquility too. The songs they sing of perseverance are what we now call the blues. They dance the dance of lessons learned through joy and pain conditions, instructing that all we think and do be guided by tradition. They drum the drums of reason so that we may choose the best from out of our proud heritage and leave behind the rest. They drum the drums of reason so that we may choose the best from out of our proud heritage and leave behind the rest. Yeah, the voice of the Rastaman say, Babylon, your throne, come down, come down. Babylon, your throne, come down. Yeah, the voice of the Rastaman say, Babylon, your throne, come down, come down. Babylon, your throne, come down. Fly away home to Zion, fly away home. One bright morning when the work is over, gonna fly away home. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. You better wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Plantation days, bloody and red. God's gonna trouble the water. If I don't get free, be better off dead. God's gonna trouble the water. You better wade in the water. Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Madasi. Now, some people ask me, say, Baba Atiba, where you get them instruments from? And I tell them I get them from all kind of different places. And then sometimes they ask me and say, well, Baba Atiba, where you get your stories from? And I tell them I get them from all kind of different faces. Do you know I've even been known to get stories from rabbits? Now, some people look at me like I'm kind of touched because I be talking to rabbits, but I know for a fact that if you listen very carefully and pay close attention, animals can teach you all kinds of things. One day, Brother Rabbit happened to tell me this story about a little bit of country girl. Her name? Well, Emma Lou. And with a name like Emma Lou, what else could she be but country? Live way back then, them backwoods there. And I know y'all know that because I seen you out there playing with her one day. Yes, indeed. Y'all, her, and that squirrel. I never did like that squirrel because he'd be throwing things at people. But I like the rabbit because he told me these stories. Well, it seemed like then, if Emma Lou didn't have no bad luck, she wouldn't have no luck at all. So one day after school, she decided to take a shortcut through the woods just to make life a little bit more interesting. And as she was scooting through the woods that day, who y'all think she seen on the way? But Miss Olivia. Now, Miss Olivia was known to be a most powerful conjure woman. Ooh, the magic she had. Well, when Emily seen her, naturally she become mighty afraid and begin to run. But you don't get to be no conjure woman without being mighty fast yourself. So Miss Olivia caught you. Whoop! But when she caught her, she said, look at here, sugar, you ain't got to be afraid of me. Because I only use my magic for good things. And just to prove it to you, I'm going to give you 3 wishes. Any 3 wishes you want. Well, Emily thought about it for a minute. She said, well, you know, I ain't been doing too good in my schoolwork lately. I could use some more intelligence. So Miss Olivia snapped her fingers. Say, I'm sorry, sugar, can't give you that wish right now, but if you got another one, try that. Well, Emily thought about it again. She said, well, I ain't got no friends in school. I could use an extra friend or two. So Miss Olivia snapped her fingers. Said, honey, tomorrow you're going to have more friends you know what to do with. Well, the next day, it seemed like Emily was the most popular girl in the whole wide world. And on the way home from school that day, who y'all think she seen on the way? Miss Olivia, that's right. And she went up to her and said, Miss Olivia, you know what happened just like you said it would? Can I make my next wish now? She said, sure, sugar, what you want? She said, well, I really would like to have some more intelligence. Miss Olivia snapped her fingers. Said, I'm sorry, sugar, can't give you that wish right now, but if you got another one, try that. Emily thought about it again. She said, well, my mom and dad have been arguing a whole lot lately. I want for them to get along a little bit better. So Miss Olivia snapped her fingers. Said, honey, this evening things going to be different. Well, that evening, when Emily got home, Mama and Daddy was all hugged up, and dinner tasted real good that evening because dinner will always taste better when there's happiness in the home. And that evening when she went out to play, who y'all think she seen on the way? That's right. And she went up to her and said, Miss Olivia, you know what happened just like you said it would? Can I make my next wish now? She said, sure, honey, what you want? She said, well, I really would like to have some more. So Miss Olivia snapped her fingers. Said, I'm sorry, sugar, can't give you that wish now, but if you got another one, try that. Well, Emily thought about it again. She said, well, you know, we about poets of field mouse around here. We could use a little extra money. So Miss Olivia snapped her fingers. Said, honey, tell your daddy to play 4-5-4, play it straight, don't combinate. Y'all gonna get some extra money. Well, Emily's daddy played that number just like she was told. And you know what? They got a little extra money. And a few days later, when she went out to play, who y'all think she sent on the way? Yes, indeed, she did. She went up to her and gave her the biggest hug anybody can give anybody. And she said, Miss Olivia, you know, everything happened just like you said it would. Can I ask you a question? Miss Olivia said, wait a minute. I told you 3 wishes, and 3 is all you get. Emily said, no, I don't want to make another wish, but I got to ask you a question. Miss Olivia said, well, what is it, honey? What you need to know? Emily looked up at her and said, well, you know, every time you gave me a wish, the first thing I asked for was for some more. How come you couldn't give me the one thing I wanted more than anything else? Miss Olivia looked at her and smiled and said, honey, I clean plumb forgot to tell you. I can't give you what you already got. You know, if we want real intelligence, all we have to do is look inside. And that's the end of that tale. Yeah.